thought I would, I just had some stuff on my mind, so I thought I would just kind of air out my thoughts. So I broke up the lives. The other one was like 10 minutes, but I'll get on the fishing thing. I've been really hitting on this spinner bait with the chunk and the trailer hook. You know, it's double bladed spinner bait. I don't know. I think you gotta, when it comes to baits, you just gotta kind of use what's working for you. But I saw a little pocket back here, and I wanted to go back to it. On my other live, I already caught 2 other fish, so I'm good on that. But I wanted to see, I saw a pocket here. I swear I saw probably 5 bass in there. I just want to go back and run my spinnerbait through there. I don't usually start my lives just talking, but I guess I had a lot on my mind today. I've been using this, what's up, bro? How's it going? I've been using this spinner bait as my feeler bait. It's usually, spinner baits are usually like my go-to feeler bait, really throw around. Probably backup is my soft plastic, like a soft plastic crawl. So I usually start with spinner bait or soft plastic crawl. As the summer goes on, I'll change up. But like I said, I saw a spot back here, and I saw a bunch of shadows, like shadows in the water. So I think it was bass, and I'm gonna go back and try to fish it, see if I can get them to bite. There's a lot of bluegill up here too. Lots of bluegill on the bank. I'm tired, boss. Me too. Yeah. Today I felt kind of like, I should wipe this, but I felt kind of obligated. Let me wipe this off. I felt kind of obligated to do some more fishing stuff. I've been doing regular lives and just kind of sitting around my place doing lives, but talking about fishing, but not really fishing. So I thought today I had an opportunity to get out here. So I thought I better go. More for my subscribers than myself. But I just came out here. I guess I had a lot on my mind anyway, and it's good to fish. Kind of blow off some steam. Sort through your thoughts. Cool. I've actually been thinking about going back to school. I already applied. They accepted me. I just have to sign up for classes and get that all done. I just got a couple little things in the way, but like I was talking earlier on my my live just a minute ago, was you got to stop with limiting beliefs, and that's what I did. I put 1 foot forward. Whoa, there it is right there. Ooh, that's a crappie. It's a little crappie. I knew I came by this spot before. I came right by here before, and I saw these shadows in the water. Look at that sucker. He's really good looking, isn't he? He's small, but that's a good looking crappie. I think if I got to talk more about fishing, if you really learn to, fish for bass, largemouth and smallmouth, you're going to catch every species. You're going to catch everything in the book. You're going to catch catfish, crappie, bluegill, largemouth, smallmouth, pike, everything. I'm going to throw this guy back. But again, this is what I'm throwing right now. It's basically a silver shad colored spinnerbait, double blades, always trailer hook. Trailer hooks are great. And I got a little shad colored chunk on there. That helps a lot. But I'm going to post up on the spot. I saw a lot of fish up on the bank. Another thing you always want to do, especially with spinner baits, I had my line twisted there. I could tell my spinner bait wasn't running correctly in the water. So my line is actually wrapped around the back of the spinner bait. So I could tell it wasn't pulling the way I wanted it to. It wasn't pulling straight in the water. So I checked that line and made sure my line is back where it's supposed to be. You'd be surprised how long you'll be fishing. You might have some line twist or something like that. All right, Mikey, I'm going to try to get one, bro. This spot looked pretty good. I just passed it. I came by it and I saw a bunch of shadows, but I didn't want to mess up what I was already doing. I started out throwing a black and blue jig with a black and blue chunk, or a black and blue, you could say, trailer. Oh yeah, these suckers they're following my bait. They're just chasing it. I don't think they're big enough to eat it though. Even the ducks are coming down here now. There's so many shadows up here. A lot of them are smaller fish, but if there's bait, there's bigger fish underneath them usually. Those bigger fish will just hang out underneath these like smaller fish until they get hungry, and then they'll really start smashing at them. Well, I pretty much satisfied my curiosity there. These ducks came and kind of ruined the other side. I was going to fish the other side as well. Well, if anything, I'm glad to share this great day with you guys. I always thought it was really corny and cheesy how like fishermen would always come on and they would talk about how nice it is outside. And I was like, this guy is really corny. But now here I am. And I'm like, God, what a great day. It's like perfect out here. It's really sunny. It's kind of cool. It's about 70. It's just a really nice day. It is, man. It's about perfect conditions. Throw your nets on the other side of the boat. Oh, shit. Threw it up on the dock there. I wasn't really looking. Always look to where you're casting. Don't just throw it out there. It's like a spider fell out of the tree on me. I just gotta relax, take a deep breath, soak it up. Really getting into my casting now. Casting is so important. Just to know the feel, know what it feels like, be very accurate, know your distance. Had a bite. No night crawlers here, bro. I can't remember the last time I used live bait. It's so wild. Yeah, I haven't used live bait in probably 10 years. What about used to be a live bait? What are you saying? Ducks. You got to get out of here, bro. You got to move on. Go somewhere else. I'm handling this business over here. These ducks, man, have been following me. Hey, guys. Go. Go for it. These ducks are trying to mess my show up. No. Yeah, there you go. I have only used like maybe catfishing. You want to use live bait? I would say I might go get some bluegill or worms, shad. Some of those baits you buy at the store, some of those do work. But I don't really believe, when you're fishing for catfish, anything will work. Like hot dogs, and sometimes people put peanut butter on their hooks and all kinds of stuff. But I don't use a lot of live bait. But I definitely think chicken livers are good. You can buy a lot of stuff at the store, yeah. I mean, any kind of meat will work for catfish. If they sniff that stuff out, they will eat it. But again, I'm not a big cat fisherman. Soft plastics are more for like your predator fish, again, bass. I've caught northern pike and perch on soft plastics. It's actually kind of funny to me how like I've evolved with baits. Um, when I first started out, I didn't know what a crankbait was. I didn't know what a jerk bait was. I didn't know what a spinner bait was, and none of that. I had no clue. I don't want to flip this dock. I don't know if anybody's here. You're in NZ. It's awesome there. What are you talking about? Get under there. That's what I'm throwing right now. Black and blue jig. Give me a break. Oh, New Zealand. Yeah, I mean, again, I use a lot of soft plastics and basically artificial baits, but all I fish for primarily is bass. Again, I don't know how these things happen, but I got some line twist. I don't know how this got twisted up. What is going on here? This is like impossible. This is a horrible line twist. I'm doing all right, guys. I'm all right, man. Just trying to work out my little frustrations here. That's some terrible line twist right there. Some of my skipping isn't the best, but seems to work for me. I nest up the whole time I fish. I probably only had about 4 or 5 so far, but I've only been at this about 20 minutes. I nest up all the time. I'm probably due for some new reels. Last year I didn't fish as much, so a lot of my stuff has kind of been not dialed in like it was the year before. All my rod and reels were like way dialed in. They were like, I could pick 1 out of 35 reels and throw it as hard as I wanted and it would be just fine. But at the end of the summer last year, I took all my rods and reels off, and I sold majority. I sold a lot of rods and reels last year. Oh Lord, there's some big stuff under this dock. I just keep seeing shadows. I just keep seeing big shadows. I don't really know what it is. Might be carp, but I doubt it. My trunk keeps slipping. I might need a new bait. I do. Sometimes that's hard to do, kind of know when you need a new bait. So yeah, I put a fresh one on there to make sure I line it up right. Comes a little John boat behind me. I'm gonna double back on the spot. This guy over here though. I've been dodging fishermen since I got out here. It's kind of why I stopped. There's a couple guys in front of me. So real simple start. That black and blue jig, the black and blue chunk. I kind of floated by this spot, so I'm gonna go back. Big old log over here. I have to say I'm worried that this guy's going to go where I want to fish. There's already, when I came down here, there was already 2 guys in front of me, so I didn't go right to the spot I wanted to fish. I stopped here. But I already caught a couple. Really surprised my comments aren't rolling. Usually my comments are just going. Maybe I've been doing too many lives. Most of my lives I've just been doing from like my place. I'm gonna fire up under this dock. All right, I gotta move. So I'll probably let this live roll. It's an awesome day out. It's like just perfect. I'll probably just let this live run all the way till I leave. Oh yeah. There's bass up under this tree, but they don't look very big. All I see is like these shadows. It's like shadows of fish. But I think the bigger fish are down beneath them. You're killing me, bro. Sometimes you gotta try again. Well, that's two. We might be stringing up some reels here in a minute. We're gonna go light. Remove that green pumpkin crawl. I am really doing it up today. What's going on, bro? I'm all right. How you doing, bro? I'm just gonna call you R3. I don't know what to call you. Wasn't there a quarterback named R3 or something? Yeah, that quarterback, man, what a wild story. He gets drafted for $1 billion and gets injured. Oh, it's just got to be a nightmare. I got to say, I'm a big advocate for athletes. I always think there should be more in place for athletes. These guys risk their lives, their bodies, everything. They put their whole life on the line. They take all the time out to train and, to become professionals. And sometimes these guys get left out in the cold. What's going on? JM, what's up, bro? I'm out here trying to catch a fish, Throwing this green pumpkin craw. It's kind of light. My other baits broke off, so I already caught a couple. I need to restring my jig. Probably another heavier soft plastic. Yeah, man, I caught two, but probably one was a keeper. The other one wasn't. And keepers are different. Like, I think ours here are 14 inches as a keeper. I've heard there's like 12 or 15 in other places. I'd like to get more fishing guys on my channel. If you could subscribe, that'd be awesome. How hard is it to get what? Get one of what? I think it just depends on who you are. Sometimes I'm hooked up again. I've been on the, like, when I got here, I was on the water for 5 minutes. I already had two. So just kind of depends on who you are. I mean, there's so many variables that goes into bass fishing, like time of day, you know, traffic, how much boat traffic is there, and gosh, like, is it windy? Has it been raining? What temperature is the water? There's just too many variables. Do you fish deep? Do you fish shallow? Some guys are bank guys. Some guys like to go out and they just like to fish deep. Everybody has their own like theories on how to catch fish. I should say keepers or, you know, tournament style, bigger fish. Some guys only fish for trophy fish, you know, like the monsters. Some guys would rather not catch smaller fish. They'd rather just catch one big one. So I don't know. Everybody has their own thing. Me personally, I just like fishing. I think that's just me. But I would like to have more fishermen on my channel, just so I know what's going on out there. And by the way, I'm on the Mississippi. I fish pools 16, 15, 14, and 13 primarily. We do have a lot of creeks and streams and lakes and ponds and stuff like that, but I usually stick to the river. I like the river. I like going out on the river in the summer. Now that the spring's opened up, it's better. Actually, I got my boat around Iowa City, Iowa. And it was kind of a barn find. I found it on Marketplace. And I went to see it. There was an older lady that had it, and I didn't really understand how or why she had it. But there's a lot of history behind this boat. And the boat basically sat around in a warehouse most of its life. And I was lucky enough to get it. Yeah, Indiana, there's some good fishing in Indiana. I've actually been hearing there's a lot of good guys that come out of between like Missouri and Illinois. All right, this guy's coming back now. What? Yeah, the boat fell off a truck. I know a guy who knows a guy that fell off a truck. So this is what I've been throwing, just this I broke my jig and my other soft plastic off. I had two heavier ones. Do a lot of pitching and flipping. I'm gonna go back to this spinner bait real quick. I'm gonna hit this spinner bait for about 30 yards, and then I'm gonna move. There's some other guys down here. Trying not to give off where I want to go. My plans. What do you mean for today, tonight, this weekend? What? What do you mean, what are my plans? I guess be a little more specific, that's all I'm saying. I mean, I do fish for fun, but most of my fun fishing leads to kind of my competitive nature. You know, when people challenge me, I use all that information to try to, you know, catch more quality fish. Kind of step in my game, so to speak. What's going on, bro? Got lots of people going in and out now. Yeah, I'm out bass fishing. I've just been seeing shadow after shadow. I see shadows of fish. I just don't know if they're bass or not. They look pretty big though. Yeah, there's a lot to be said about haters. Some of those haters are your best fans, I'll tell you that. They know everything about you, that's for sure. Some of those haters are Some of your number one fans, I'll tell you that. You have a lot of experience with certain personalities. I gotta say that, along with haters, you got to be real careful about the people in your tightest circles, your family, your friends. If it's your girlfriend, boyfriend, the person you love the most, you got to be real careful with those people, because some of those people, they might not share your vision. And if they don't share your vision, it's going to be very difficult to move forward with that person. So you might have to do it on your own. But then they come around once they see your success, or they see your vision for the first time, see what direction you were going. They usually want to jump in the boat, you know. Might be too late by that time. While I'm trolling, I'm going to rig up another jig. You know what, man? Sometimes fame and being in the spotlight isn't all it's cracked up to be. I think that, don't get me wrong, it's great to get your piece of the glitz and glamour. But sometimes you got to know your role too. One of the most important things I ever learned, and again about the people in your tightest circles and your friends, your family, your girlfriend, things like that. I worked really hard to create something that, I should say, I worked really hard to become successful for a person who was really close to me. And once we reached that level of success, it was the first time that I realized that she didn't believe in me. I didn't know that whole time that I was working towards what my dream and my vision was, that she really didn't think I could make it. So when I did make it, she stepped out. So what would I rather have? The thing that I worked so hard to get, or to be a celebrity, or have money, or just to have my relationship back? I mean, I don't know. I guess that's life, you know? Life teaches us lessons, that's for sure. God teaches us lessons. Right now, I got a little bit of everything out here. I got a jerk bait, crank bait, spinner bait. What I just caught them on was soft plastics and spinner bait. I broke off my jig. I did catch one on the jig. I caught one on the spinner bait, but I broke off my jig and soft plastic, so I'm restringing this. I'm gonna try to go back to the black and blue chunk and the black and blue jig, if I have one in my tackle with me right now. There's some guys in front of me and they're zooming all around. They're starting to piss me off. I've been dodging people since I got in this canal. Give me a break, I gotta get this in there. What's up, Hara? Haven't seen you in a while, man. All right, about ready here. About ready to string him. About ready to tie up. Oh yeah, some big ones jumping. What's up, Hara? I haven't seen you in like 24 hours, bro. I never go fishing for crappie, but if you look at my last video, my last live, I caught a crappie. But that's what I try to tell people is once you learn bass fishing, largemouth and smallmouth, you'll pretty much catch everything in the book. Oh, this is good fishing right here. I wish I could show these knots that I tie. This is my braid knot. If I can get my other string on there. Some of these knots are kind of difficult to show, especially when you have jig string everywhere. It's rubber string. Yep, chasing bass like usual. I haven't gone catfishing in a long, long time. Dude, this jig is killing me right now. There's hairs inside my knot. Just stop already. This is the hardest part about fishing, is tying everything up. You learn over time how important knots are. I have a knot for each type of line I use, and I rarely switch now. I think I'm pretty solid on the knots I like, to what works for me. My personal best bass, I think, is 6.7. And that's pretty, for me, that's huge because we're from Iowa. We don't get a lot of big fish like that. And I keep seeing this fish jump over here, and I'm going to try to catch it. I think it looks like a predator fish. It might be a pike, though. So I keep seeing this fish. It's like attacking stuff up under this tree. There is something monstrous up under this tree. If this works, this is gonna be insane. And 9.5 is massive, bro. But there are fish like that out there. It just depends on where you live. Kind of like down south, they have monster bass. God, boy. Yeah. Some of those 18 pounders, I mean, you got to be somewhere where it's warm all the time. They have enough food to keep eating. They'll grow year round. Well, you better start saving your nickels and dimes, get you some new bait casters. Hara. I got some rock over here I gotta flip on. Shit, phone. I think the worst thing about bass fishing is like getting your setups. So if when you get broke off, you gotta set up again. Going green pumpkin. I think green pumpkin's usually like universal. Got a good bait holder jig right here. So that's what we're doing. Green pumpkin bug jig. Yeah, man. Hey, and I have a guy. There's a really old guy. He does reel reconditioning. Oh my God, if I got this jig hooked up, I'm gonna be pissed. If there's a guy who does reel conditioning and you drop your reels off to him and he gives them back to you like brand new. I threw this jig out there and first cast it gets hung up. It's just how my other jig got broke off. So I'm not letting it happen this time. I got it. I got it. That's a big jig head. That's like a full half ounce. A half ounce jig head. Still trying to pick up more subs. If any of you guys will subscribe, that'd be awesome. Probably went too heavy with this jig. It's getting caught on everything. Surprised to see so many people down here fishing. It's Friday, but it's a little early. There's a lot of people down here. Did you get broke off? I broke off 3 rods already. We're gonna just retie and keep going. It's not bad. It's not a bad gig. It's for sale if you're interested. It's for sale. Thanks. I'm out of control. I gotta relax. Hey, you're totally right about that. If you're not losing lures in any way, shape, or form, you're really not going hard enough. You're not risking anything. I like the jeez, I'm hung up again. I like bigger jig heads because you can feel the bottom, but they're just not good for rough areas. Anywhere there's rocks and logs and sticks and stuff, just a big jig head is not it. There, I got it. What a big jig head is good for is the accuracy. You have a lot of weight, you can kind of throw that bait anywhere. Oh boy, there's a good one right there in front of me. Well, there's bass here. I just got to catch one. I thought it was better fish than what it was, but there's some bass swimming right through here. I just got to ignite them somehow. The months are different for us every year. I want to say April, but then you got to kind of wait for the rain to pass. So I'd probably say May, man. May, they really start getting crazy. But, God, every year is different. You know, we get the coldest of the cold season. We get the hottest of the hot season. This jig just isn't working. I just can't run it through the water. It's too big and bulky. It's too big and bulky. I'm gonna go back to my spinnerbait, see if I can get any luck. Start making longer casts too. Yeah, you've been saying that about saltwater. I really don't know anything about the change between saltwater and freshwater. Like, why would bass go to saltwater to spawn? I don't know anything about it. I caught a couple, so like maybe 3 or 4. Hasn't been a lot compared to how long I've been here now. I got broke off, so I'm not really throwing all the stuff that I want to throw. But I usually keep a big jig head, a heavy soft plastic, that'd be like a 1/2 ounce, with a big, with like a bigger bait holder hook, and then I'll have like an 1/8 ounce with like a worm hook. But I broke 2 off. Yeah, it's really odd. I mean, I've heard about guys fishing freshwater with access to saltwater and the mix of saltwater and freshwater. I heard all this stuff, but I mean, obviously I'm up north, so we don't have to worry about any saltwater stuff at all. Oh, well, that makes sense. If you're really in Australia, that's a whole other element. I wouldn't know nothing about that. All right, for the first time, I'm gonna jump to the crankbait. I'm gonna run this crankbait for a minute, see how the crankbait goes. I try to stick to shad colors, but we're about to see how this goes. Holy cow, I just had a bite. Felt like a northern though. We don't start getting vegetation probably till the middle of the summer. So vegetation really doesn't really play a role right now. It will later, but that's when you want to start throwing frogs and stuff like that. I have fished pink worms before. And I was successful. They worked. I've used pink worms and caught largemouth. I did that on a Christmas vacation type place. And I went down south. You wouldn't believe how many hooks and bobbers I find out here. When you're in a boat, you can always get this stuff, but lures, hooks, bobbers, you find them everywhere. I don't even know what you're saying. I don't even know what that word is. Chrome, I haven't heard from you, bro. What's up? The other night I had another guy named Chrome. It's Chrome something else, like Limitless Chrome or something. Holy mackerel. I saw some giant fish in front of me here. Well, there's fish here, that's for sure. Good, hope you're doing all right, bro. Huh. I don't know anything about those creatures or critters, insects you're talking about, but it sounds really interesting. I got you. I'm hoping at some point I can take a vacation. Take a break from life. If I go silent, there's some people up here. All right, man. I'll see you later. I'll probably do another live later when I get home. Killing me, bro. What's going on, Goofy? Yeah, I was probably gonna go right at that post.